dust, fairy dust, fairy dust. Okay, let's talk symptoms. We're not going to talk about them all because the list of symptoms for grief is like basically all of Wikipedia. Like it's so long. It's so long. But remember, I'm the bitch that's going to get you through this. And so these are for me, the most significant symptoms that you need to be aware of, that so that when they happen to you, you will know that you are fucking normal. That's all. Okay. You're fucking normal. You're fucking normal. Now, if you want to go look, Google grief symptoms, like that's what you gotta do, and you'll see the list. And that actually may be helpful for you just to find it on the list. Okay, this is part of grief. Moving on. The symptoms that I think that are the most important at the very beginning are these. 1, numbness. Numbness. I asked on my Instagram people to talk about that first month, and a lot of them talked about, some of them mentioned this, that you won't have a lot of memories from this time. And that is because your body and your psyche is under duress. You are extremely stressed. You are extremely depleted, and the work of the psyche is to get you through this. And one of the most amazing ways it does this is numbness. And that numbness, there's another word they use, like depersonalization. That's a little bit different, but I think of them in the same category as numbness. It's just kind of like out of it at all times. Welcome to grief, like, of course. Okay, so numbness. And so I just want you to know, like, if you can't really feel anything, this is one of my Bibles. Like, I love this book. You don't need to get it. It's for grief counselors. And you could if you wanted to, but it's my favorite one. Like, I love this book so much. And I love it. This is J. William Worden, says that, I love how he words it. It's like, it protects us from the sheer force of the pain. So you are in a lot of pain, and you feel that pain. You are in it. And guess what? Your psyche is fucking helping you not feel it. I mean, there's pain that you're in right now that you actually can't feel. Can you imagine? And that's where the numbness comes in. It's protecting you from the sheer force, quote unquote, of the pain. And so we welcome it. We don't beat ourselves up about it. We're doing the best we fucking can. But I wanted you to know that that is real. And what is sad, and you'll find out in future videos on different months, that will decrease in time. And so then you have to deal with even more pain, or that pain that was suppressed now may be bubbling up at that time. But we'll see what that is, and I'll tell you about that then. Don't worry about that now. Okay, so again, I've already said this to you before, but why the Irreverent Grief Guide is so fucking awesome is that it addresses an actual griever. You can't fucking concentrate. Lack of concentration. Lack of concentration. That's why we want the advocate with us when we talk to the funeral person in the church and this and that and whatever, whoever. We would love that advocate there, because we're having difficulty concentrating. Like, we don't. And in future months, I will talk to you about why all that is. But I just want you to know, this is a symptom that you are going to have to deal with. This also means at work, you are going to want to cross your T's and dot your I's. That you want to just, that you have to understand that your job now is going to be a little bit harder, and it's not going to be, so yeah, and including mothering or fathering, like it's just, and so what I often tell my grieving clients, this is so dumb, but what I often tell them, like, especially when they leave my office, is I want you to drive at 10 and 2. I want you to drive at 10 and 2. I want you to drive as if you have had a couple of glasses of wine. It's very difficult concentrating, and the numbness, it's just, it goes together. And so I want you to be careful in your life. I want you to take extra time for shit. If it usually takes you an hour to get ready, I want you to do that in 2 hours now. We just, because we don't want anything to happen. We don't want to have any accidents. We don't want any of that. And so we're just going to have to understand that we're going to have to move a little bit slower. And that if it's something at work that you really need your full expertise on, do that first in the morning, because you'll have most of your concentration at that time. Forgetfulness. I do not charge my clients. Any of my grieving clients have never in the history of my time as a therapist, as a grief counselor, would charge for Miss Session. I would never charge for Miss Session for a grieving client who it's a symptom of grief that they're going to be forgetful. So of course they're going to forget about their appointment. Of course. So I would never, and so you are going to be forgetful. And that is, again, going back to that numbness and everything, that the forgetfulness, it's going to be weird. You're going to lose your fucking keys. You're going to get a tile. Oh my God, this is great advice. I've never said this to a grieving client before, so you're like the first who are going to get my updated, technologically sound recommendation. You need a tile. I'm telling you, the tile is life. The tile will set you free. The tile is a little thing you put on your keys, and then it connects to your phone. And the magic of it is, when you set down your keys and you don't know where they are, you can push your phone and your keys will ring. If you are somewhere else, no. If you have lost your phone, you go to the keys and you push the keys, and then you find your phone. This is good. Get the tile. Okay, so, all right, so forgetfulness, numbness, difficulty concentrating.